Boys, are you ready for some peak content? We're gonna be watching Asmongold's Why I Got Banned on Twitch, and this video is absolutely mind-blowingly wild. It has everything. Multiple instances of Asmongold lying, and we're gonna be able to prove that he's lying so easily. Multiple self-contradictions, and some of the most wildest accusations against Twitch that you can honestly imagine. I would personally not be surprised that after this, Twitch is gonna slowly start to consider to do the doctor disrespect. One day you're just suddenly banned off of Twitch, no excuse given, nothing. A see you later alligator style of situation. Because this thing is wild. So let's start watching.
So effectively, I was streaming Diablo Immortal, which, to be fair, I think that in itself should be grounds for suspension. But unfortunately, Twitch did something even dumber than that. They decided to suspend me for hateful and unmoderated conduct in my chat. And I'm not talking about my chat on Twitch, I'm talking about my chat box on Diablo Immortal. I had stood up for maybe like 5 or 10 seconds. I was readjusting my blanket here, and I had my chat showing, and in the process of doing that, there was a person in the chat box who typed the N-word, and they did not type it. Obviously, I have the language filter on, so they had to use special ways to get around it. So they put dots in between every single letter, so it was N dot I dot, etc. You know how it goes.
So two things real quick about this. Number one, there was absolutely no need for you to go into such explicit detail in front of hundreds of thousands of people to give them directions how to bypass the Diablo Immortal chat filter so they can be a racist more easily. There was absolutely no reason to do that. And second of all, let's get this out of the way. It's bullshit that he got banned. It doesn't matter if you like Asmongold or don't like Asmongold. The ban is absolute bullshit. If Twitch did not like what they saw, what happened, they could have just contacted him and said, "Hey, Asmon, if anyone is being racist in the game chat and you don't hide it and it happens again, we will suspend you." And that would have been completely fair. Completely normal. No one would have had any problems with that. Most likely even Asmongold himself would not have any problems with that if they told him and then he got banned if he chose to not follow what they said. It would have been completely fine. But this is Twitch at the end of the day that we're talking about. The platform's toss is completely open-ended, so they can abuse their power anytime they want. They can ban anyone that they want for any reason that they want. And Twitch has a history of pretty much just doing whatever they please, honestly, in this regard. They don't have to explain themselves. There is no rhyme or reason how they do the bans, how they do the suspensions, and how they do the unbans. Anyone remember that XQC got banned for a split second of a frame of a penis? The human eye didn't even catch it, but someone manually went frame by frame to catch a full visible penis and he got suspended. No one saw it. So, that's clearly malice. And, other situations. There have been multiple situations where Twitch thoughts get suspended 5 times, 6 times, 4 times a month, which exceeds the suspension limit before they get banned, and nothing happens to them. Everyone just ignores it on Twitch's end, and it's business as usual. Well, honestly, you need to remember one thing about these sort of situations. It doesn't matter what you know, it matters who you know. And that's the truth of life, Say what you will, I will tell you this. Thoughts are the same no matter on what platform, no matter in what country. They're all the same. They're all the same one person. You know what Instagram thoughts do after they get banned? Or if they're about to get banned? They go into LinkedIn, find people who work in Instagram, sleep with them, and if they're banned, maybe they get unbanned. If they don't get unbanned, they find the next dude, do it, see if it sticks. If they get unbanned, well, good enough. If they don't, well, on to the next one. And by the way, you can find literally videos where Instagram thoughts admit doing that to get themselves unbanned and how easy it is that to pull off. So, if Instagram thoughts do it, my bet is that Twitch thoughts do the same thing. So, that's just food for thought. But anyway, this video is not about the fact that this ban is unjust. This video is about the absolute crazy shit that Asmongold is gonna say soon.
And this happened, I sit back down, the chat's almost off the screen, and people are mentioning it to me, and I'm like, oh, it's going to go away in a few seconds.
Remember this, he's saying he did nothing, he ignored it.
It is what it is, right? Because I think that in general, whenever you give these things too much attention, it generates more of these things happening, because this person gets attention, they get a response, everybody's mad at them, and they've effectively achieved their goal. So I didn't want to give this person what they wanted.
And remember this, if you see someone trolling and trying to pray for attention, which is pretty much what always trolls do with streamers in this situation, don't give him the attention. Pure and simple, right?
Unfortunately, Twitch did. And so Twitch decided to suspend me because I did not adequately address this situation.
Now, this is a lie, and this is going to be a nice one.
Although I spent 5 minutes afterwards talking about it and going over the reasons why it's stupid and the fact that people that do this are just annoying, attention-seeking man-children.
So, this is the first lie. 30 seconds ago, he says that it happened, and he completely ignored it. He did nothing. It's gonna go away. And now he's explaining that he spent a whole whopping 5 minutes explaining why saying the N-word is bad. And that contradicts also what he said like 10 seconds not even ago about the fact that you should not give trolls attention. And you can call me crazy if you want, but if a troll says the N-word and the streamer starts going into a 5-minute tirade about how horrible it is that someone uses the N-word, I would call that mission success, mission finished, target assassinated, because you gave him attention. That is literally giving him attention. And by the way, this is the first lie, because both things cannot happen at the same time. Now, there is no clip I found. I didn't find a VOD. I didn't find anything. Maybe I don't know where to look. Maybe there is a VOD. But these two things cannot happen simultaneously. Asmongold first claims that he did nothing and completely ignored it, and then afterward claims that he didn't ignore it, that he spent 5 minutes explaining how that was bad.
Apparently this wasn't enough, and so Twitch suspended my account with apparently no grounds to even appeal and remove the suspension.
And this is the second lie. And by the way, this is real heinous, because he is saying that Twitch banned him, and then Twitch refused to even give him a chance to get unbanned, which is false. This was his he did send in a ban appeal, and they denied it. But he is literally saying and acting here like Twitch didn't even give him a chance to do so. Like there was like the ban appeal button was grayed out for him. They didn't allow him to do it. They personally emailed and said, yeah, you can't appeal this. That is just not true. It's a flat out lie. He had a chance to appeal. He sent in the appeal, and Twitch said, nah, not good enough. And that's why he made this video. Pretty insane, honestly, already.
So the reason why I think this really pisses me off is because of the fact that I clearly did not support any of this, and also it's the implication that by the suspension being there, that I am somehow complicit or okay or approve of race.
Now, he's gonna go really off on this thing multiple times. So the suspension is not personally catered to you. The fact that you got suspended for that, you don't take it personally. They're not implying. I think he's intentionally trying to make it seem like Twitch is calling him a racist to make this more dramatic, but that would also be a lie. Twitch did not suspend him implicitly implying that he promotes racist. They did no such thing. I don't know why he's taking it, honestly, that personally. And with Asmongold, this is, by the way, a real thing. He is very adamant about the fact that he is extremely not racist. if you listen to him and you have heard him talk multiple times about how much unracist he is, you'd think he's the most unracist person in the whole goddamn universe, how unracist he is. Which is honestly strange and questionable, because this is also a person who admits that he spends his free time in 4chan, the place that's homophobic, racist, and all those good things. Every 5 seconds in any place that you look, you're gonna see the N-word and everything. And he has multiple times admitted that he spends a lot of time there, that he likes spending time there, which is, again, I'm not calling Asmongold racist. I honestly don't believe he is, but the extent that how much unracist he is just mind blowing. And the fact that at the same time he's not racist, but he spends time in racist circles like 4chan and whatnot, is just strange.
Racism being on my stream, which I find to be completely fucking disgusting and absolutely an insult to me, to be honest with you. And it's absolutely ridiculous that Twitch would even think that this is the case. They would even think this is something that I'm trying to do or something that I'm trying to promote. Back in 2017, 2018, I was one of the first people who banned the tryhard emote in my chat because every single time that I said something that could be correlated with a negative black stereotype, people were typing tryhards in chat, and I was the only person who was
So first of all, this sounds a little bit strange because honestly, a lot of things can be stereotypes to a lot of things, but if people start to type in chat en masse the black emote tryhard, tryhex's emote, I think it was for tryhex, that means that you are being very specific in something that be connotated as racist. Now again, I don't believe it, but his non-racist stories just sound strange. And he's gonna go off on this a lot. You're gonna see some pretty advanced extreme non-racism later on. You know, the amount of non-racism that, you know, kind of turns into racism to a degree.
Intellectually honest enough to call it exactly what it was. Unfortunately, to this day, Twitch is yet to do that. So they have multiple emotes on.
He's advocating, by the way, for the idea that that Twitch removes black emotes from Twitch just because they could be racist, you know, because almost no one uses them in a non-racist way. Admittedly, this is completely perspective. If he sees racism everywhere, well, he sees racism everywhere. I remember watching a clip from Asmongold where he was recruiting for his WoW guild, World of Warcraft guild, and one guy walked up and he didn't have a helmet and his character was black. And he goes off on a tirade about how that's racist because, you know, no one would make a black character and remove the helmet if they're not racist. That only racist people do that. I didn't even notice the color of the character's skin. I didn't even notice that they don't have a helmet. But Asmongold instantaneously saw it. It's quite insane how far he goes to be unracist.
Channels and on their global emote list that are used almost exclusively in a racially stereotypical way. But the moment that somebody in their community does something like what happened to me, and by the way, I want to make this very clear, I never said any of this. This was something that was typed by a random person, and it was in a chat box, and it went like this, right? It was gone in a few seconds, and apparently that wasn't enough, even after I had a conversation talking about how it was bad afterwards.
And now he mentions a second time that he had a 5-minute conversation talking about how bad that was the next time. So this is the first video. He actually got unbanned, and he made another video about this where he explicitly does not state at any point that he explained that that was bad. He intentionally uses the same wording as at the very start of the video, that, you know, it just appeared on screen and he ignored it. Here he's being pretty explicit that he took heed in the fact that it happened and explained that it was bad. And in the second video where he says that he gets unbanned, there was one comment upvoted that said that Asmongold did everything good because he did not feed the trolls, which is Twitch's terms of service. Now I don't know if that's true, but if that is legit, if there's like a terms of service in Twitch that says do not engage and feed the trolls and proliferate, as Asmongold would say it, proliferate trollish activities, then he actually failed and completely deserves the ban because he 2 times now explicitly states that he took 5 minutes to explain why saying the N-word is bad after a troll got him. That would mean that the ban was 100% justified if that's in the toss. But if it's not in the toss, then, well, Twitch toss is Twitch toss, what can I say?
And so you have a platform like Twitch who allows these racial stereotypes to be propagated and proliferated by these emotes. You have Ming Lee, you know.
Okay, so now this is pretty goddamn deep end, because he's accusing Twitch of allowing racism to happen on their platform intentionally because they have a specific minority group emotes that are globally available. And this is going to get even worse later on.
You talk about an Asian stereotype, people are going to say Ming Lee. You talk about any sort of a negative Muslim or Middle Eastern stereotype, people are going to put in Nell. I have all those things banned in my chat because it's something that I don't support. On top of having those things banned in my chat, I also have trained my mod team to not only identify...
Okay, so he has absolutely every non-white emote banned, essentially. That's what he's saying. He is not gonna allow any racism to the point where he's gonna ban everything that's non-white. Because that's the way you... this is like the New Age liberal way of thinking. We're gonna ban everything black so there's no racism possible.
Identify those types of things, but the fact is, guys, I've been on the internet 20 years. I know pretty much about every single different slur that's in the English language and a few in other languages as well. So not only do I understand all the slurs, I also...
He understands all the slurs because he spends time in 4chan, a place that literally explicitly uses slurs to communicate. So obviously he knows every slur.
Understand the euphemisms like 1488 and...
I have no idea, by the way, what 1488 is. Didn't look it up, but I will at some point because, wow, that's pretty interesting.
Etc. I see all these things.
A jogger, that's pretty understandable that could be easily used as a slur. But the fact that Asmongold knows this and that he says that he specifically trains his mod team to know all of this is it's kind of dystopian, honestly, and really strange.
Even if people think that I don't, and I've trained my mod team to be even more vigilant on that than I am because...
Okay, so this is a paradox, what he, by the way, stated here. He said that he knows all of these slurs and that he trained his mod team to be even more vigilant than him. And the implication is that he trains people because he knows all of the bad things. So, this is essentially the logical chain that happens. Asmongold knows all the racisms because he's a 4chan person. So, he gets a mod. The mod requires training because he knows less than Asmongold. So, Asmongold gives him all the racist rundowns. And now, the mod becomes smarter than Asmongold because Asmongold gave them his knowledge. Which is a logical fallacy. Because the fact that he needs to train the mods implies that the mods know less than him. If the mods know less than him, then Asmongold giving all his knowledge to the mods means that the mods are equal in racism, understanding racism, as Asmongold. But here he says that they are better at him at finding racism, which is kind of a logical paradox. But that's a small one. That's just a fun one to think about.
Busy streaming. So the idea that I'm going to be suspended for unmoderated hateful conduct in my chat is absolutely offensive to me. And I find it to be incredibly ridiculous that trying to not draw attention to something and not allow somebody to weaponize and therefore provide a reward structure around using a word like this is seen as a bad thing. The reason why I don't...
But he himself provided the reward structure. He himself spent 5 minutes of his time explaining to everyone, giving a reaction why saying the N-word is banned. He clearly understands the idea, the concept of providing a reward structure, but he doesn't understand that he already provided the reward structure. He's blaming Twitch for providing a reward structure because he got banned. This is just nonsensical.
Like this is also because as soon as somebody gets suspended for something like this, what that really tells everybody else in the community is that if you want to get a streamer you don't like suspended, go into their game and start spamming the N-word. Go into their game and start spamming the homophobic F-slur. Go into their game and try to say something racist to get them in trouble. And what does that really do?
And this is the big one. Well, one of the big ones, I should say. This is a complete stupid take. So, first of all, I'm going to simplify this real quick. Imagine there's a red button. It exists. If someone pushes the red button, damage gets done. And there's countless people going past the red button. A lot of those people choose to not press the red button, but some people will press the red button just because, they want to press it, and then damage will be done. There is no other benefit to pressing the red button. It only creates damage. And what Asmongold is advocating for is the idea that the red button should be kept, and that he should not be banned, and the red button should stay there and be ignored. Because, because the other option is, why not just remove the red button entirely? The red button is there only to deal damage, so why not remove it in the first place? And this is going to be a huge issue.
Creates more racism, it creates more negativity, and it makes people that are part of those groups feel less and less like they're a part of Twitch. And
I would argue that it makes these groups feel less and less part of Twitch if suddenly all but white emotes got banned because they are racist. Imagine Twitch just comes out one day and says, yeah, every non-white emote is banned because racism. Imagine the shit show that would happen. Because not everyone uses them only explicitly in racist connotations, which is what Asmongold is very heavily, not implying, but just stating. Now, if he wants to ban them, that's good on him. Only leave white emotes in the chat so no one can be racist because everyone's white. I guess that works also.
And I think that this happens explicitly because it's so much of a problem. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have to do anything to get rid of this. And I think from now on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to always have my chat blocked.
Yes, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Because this having the chat blocked in the first place is removing the red button. If there's no red button to push, then no one's gonna try and be racist because there's no way to try and screw with you. The fact that you allow the chat to be open allows people to try and troll you like this. The fact that the chat open is the argument for Twitch actually banning him and actually banning people. Because imagine this from Twitch's perspective. They can either choose to ban people if they don't hide the chat because people try to abuse and make situations like Asmongold common, or they can just ignore and say, you can't be responsible for the in-game chat of games that you play. It would be only a matter of time until we get to a point where someone goes into, I don't know, like Fortnite or whatever voice comm game, and someone just constantly is saying the N-word. And the streamer is saying, now, I want to play this game. It's not my job to curate in-game chat. If he wants to say the N-word constantly, it's fine. It would be a shit show for Twitch, obviously. So yeah, to a degree, it is actually justified that you need to be accountable for the in-game chat. Plus, when was the last time that the in-game chat of a game improved your experience? It happens so rarely and for so few games. So yeah, it is honestly a lot better if you just hide the in-game chat in the first place. Like, by the way, a huge amount of Twitch streamers do that already. It's kind of just luck that it didn't happen previously for Asmongold or whatever. It honestly is. Because a lot of Twitch streamers already do that because they know that that can happen. And while it is obviously a scummy thing of Twitch to do, to ban people for something that is technically out of their control, they're streamers and they know that that's a possibility. This has been happening for years upon years upon years, that people try to intentionally troll streamers like this, that they try to get them in trouble and so on. It's nothing new, it's nothing uncommon. Streamers should account for this, and honestly, streamers to a degree should be held accountable for it, because it's a matter of time before, if you're not held accountable for what's happening in-game, then it's just a matter of time before someone decides to abuse it, and, just get their friend, for example, spamming the N-word constantly to them, and they just ignore it, as a try to get more attention and publicity.
Without any exception, because apparently Twitch is too stupid to realize any of the context around it. However, that doesn't necessarily mean
Twitch is not stupid. That was my actually explanation for Twitch, why this is a smart move for them to do. Because not doing it just invites more problems than it invites solutions.
in that it's impossible to get rid of all of these things. I think that by the nature of you allowing anybody to communicate with you in any sort of a game, you do open yourself up to having these.
Yes, that is exactly the point. And a streamer should do absolutely everything in their power to evade these situations. And again, let's be honest. When was the last time you played World of Warcraft and the chat was a core feature that made your experience better? When was the last time you played Lost Ark and your experience in the game was so much better because you had the chat function? Maybe one time out of 100?
These types of negative interactions, and to blame them on the content creator and to say that that person is at fault for having these things happen to them as if
that person technically again is at fault, because Asmongold knew that keeping the chat open may introduce that, because no anti-racism system in a game, no adult chat function or whatever it's called is perfect. Someone's gonna find a way around it. And he knows that that's going to happen sooner or later. It's just a matter of time. And he chose, to a degree, to allow that to happen if it happens.
effectively blaming the victim and also weaponizing.
You're not the victim if you're the one who let that happen.
These words beyond what they already are, and then turning them into a weapon to be used against streamers.
These words have already been as weapons against streamers, and that's why Twitch... I'm pretty sure that is a Twitch policy, by the way. The fact that you need to do your best to avoid these situations, and one of them is to not just show the chat.
And thus proliferating them even more commonly on the website. I find this.
I'd honestly say that the very start, you going into detail, explaining step by step how you can bypass the language filter in Diablo Immortal to be racist, is the exact definition of proliferating the bad things that you don't want to be proliferated.
Is to be incredibly fucking insulting. And on top of that, Twitch has a number of different streamers, and these are people mainly in the WoW section that have been racist for years. There are some of them, I know one of them at least, is banned from competing in any Blizzard tournament.
Okay, so this is absolutely the wild part. This is absolutely insane. He's effectively calling for a witch hunt. He might as well have stated, you know, with the amount of information he actually gives about where they are, where these heinous racist people are, means that they are already found. People definitely are gonna call out those people for being racist, and there's potentially gonna be people who ask Twitch to get them banned. Doing this 100% led to them being reported, and you may think that that's a good thing, but it's not a good thing, because he's talking about a person in World of Warcraft who got banned from competing in the competitive scene for being racist. I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong here honestly, but I'm pretty sure he has apologized for it. So essentially what Asmongold is saying here, Twitch should retroactively ban these people and punish these people for past crimes. Because I can guarantee you with almost 100% certainty that he does not know if these people are still racist or whatever. I think that guy who got banned from competing in competitive tournaments apologized. What do you want more? Is that not enough? Should we witch hunt them to the ends of the earth? Should they be banned forever for one fallacy? Is that justice, or is that an aberration of justice? I would call that a certain misuse of justice. And he's just flat out calling for the ban of these people at this point. There's no other way to construe it. And he, again, doesn't know even if he probably doesn't, if they have apologized, he probably doesn't know about that. He does not know if they are still being constantly racist or not. He just knows that these people were racist at some point.
Tournament at all, and because they're racist, right? And they're a partnered streamer on Twitch. So my opinion,
yeah, and he's even calling them that they are partnered.
I don't really think that Twitch cares about racism unless they get hurt. If they get told about it, I don't think that it really matters to them. Whenever black streamers and any sort of a minority streamer were getting these hate raids, etc., the best Twitch could do was send out some cease and desist to two losers in the UK.
So, first of all, there was the situation where streamers of color and minorities got targeted by spam bots, you call them, I think. And I don't know how this ended, but Asmongold pretty much states that it ended that Twitch sent cease and desist letters to two guys who were seemingly doing it, and I haven't heard that has happened since. So first of all, if it stopped happening, was that not effective? Was that not enough? What was Twitch supposed to do? Tweet at them? Hire assassins? I think as long as Twitch gets them to stop, that's good enough. Or did you want their lives to be destroyed because, they did it? I honestly say, make them learn their lesson, and that's fine enough. There's no reason to be more extreme. They already stopped because they understood that there are consequences to that situation for doing that. Is that not enough?
They don't even try to do the bare minimum for their content creators, and at the same time, they expect them to go above and beyond.
So, Asmongold, by the way, here is literally saying that the Twitch doesn't care about racism. And at the same time, he's saying that content creators are supposed to go above and beyond. That's clearly false. Content creators are not supposed to do anything as long as they just are in the terms of service grounds. That's it. I haven't heard Twitch ask their content creators to do anything outside of the toss. And honestly, if you're not happy with the terms of service of Twitch, you can go to YouTube, you can go to other platforms. Twitch is the biggest place, and people go to Twitch because it's their biggest chance to get big and make a lot of money. People are not there because they think that Twitch is this amazing community or anything. No, they're there to make money. Twitch knows they're there to make money. Twitch knows that these people would not be on Twitch if Twitch wasn't the biggest. So yeah, Twitch is gonna make them follow their rules, and Twitch is gonna expect them to, be the best that they can to a degree that is understandable.
And even outside of the context of what they're saying, try to make what they're doing as perfect as possible. You're going against somebody who is looking for something wrong, even whenever somebody is clearly not trying to do this. And I wonder if
And this is an absolutely this is the most brain-dead take of the video. This is absolute just peak Asmongold stupidity. You know what he said? That Twitch is intentionally looking for people who break their rules and punish them, even though the people who broke the rules don't know that they broke the rules. Do you want me to name one other place that does the exact same thing? The human civilization, from start to now, to the ends of our time. We have done this. We punish people who break the rules, even unintentionally. It varies from country to country how much. Sometimes there's just a slap on the wrist, don't do it again. Sometimes there's a warning. Sometimes someone does something bigger that they did not know was illegal and they get punished for it. But people from the start of time have punished others for unintentionally breaking the rules. That is what societies are built on. This is what makes societies function at a fundamental level. And Asmongold's big fucking brain here is saying, yeah, that's strange. No, that should not be like that. You shouldn't punish people. You know how quickly that will be abused if you do not punish people who break the rules without knowing it. People, if you start not punishing that, people will just claim ignorance every time they break a rule. That's it. That's why this situation of punishing people for committing crimes they're not even aware of exists.
Somebody at Twitch, do they think that I'm promoting this? Do they think that I'm a racist? Do they think that this is something that I was like, oh wow, good job guys, you got the N-word on the screen? Is that really what they believe? I find it...
No, and again, you shouldn't take this so personal. There's actually, again, I personally believe there's a much bigger case on Asmongold being so not racist that he is a racist. It's just hilarious with this guy. The extremes he's gonna go up to, he's gonna go for to not be racist is just insane.
It's to be insulting that it's even a question. And to be honest with you, I'm insulted that it even happened. I find it ridiculous. I think Twitch moderation usually does a good job.
Yeah, how can you say that? How can you be so stupid to say that? It's insane. Saying something like that is the most... Not even 2 minutes ago, you were saying how Twitch does not give a shit, how Twitch is bad at what they do. In the next video, you are touting about how you are so great and so all-knowing and that you could teach Twitch how to be as smart as you. And here you are just saying, well, Twitch usually actually does a good job.
But I think this is fucking ridiculous. I'm not sorry for what I did. I think that I made the right decision and I did nothing wrong.
I'm still confused which is the right decision, by the way, because he says that he ignored it and didn't react to it even, and then he says, no, 5 minute TED talk about why the N-word is bad. And then the next video, he doesn't say, he specifically does not include at any point saying that he reacted to the troll.
The only thing that you could say I did wrong is hiding the chat entirely, which I think you could make that argument.
Yes, you can clearly make that argument. And I, by the way, really like that. Well, I did absolutely nothing wrong. Oh, but maybe I kind of did this wrong. Oh my god, fucking flapjack right here,
if
boys.
If that's what they're going to say, then that's fine. But I better see this happen for every single other person that doesn't hide their chat as well.
He is right. Again, the rules will never be enforced equally. Absolutely no shot.
And we all know that's not going to happen. So I'm very frustrated about this. I'm very annoyed, and it looks like...
I am also extremely frustrated about this video, how incomprehensibly stupid it was.
Going to be streaming until Sunday. I don't really know what else to say. Again, I think that what is the most offensive to me about this is that the implication that I'm complicit with racism or homophobia on my stream. As if I haven't done multiple videos and gotten hate from the broader Twitch community that they've cultivated, by the way, and profited off of over the last 10 years, that is embroiled with homophobia and racism.
Okay, and this is probably the biggest thing, and this is why I think Asmongold could go the way of the dodo, the same way the Doctor disrespected, because he literally just called out Twitch for intentionally cultivating racism and homophobia on their platform because they can potentially profit off of it. And again, intentionally. That is, I'm pretty sure that's a liable statement, by the way. It's insane that he could say something like that. You know why I think Dr. Disrespect got banned off of Twitch? Because it happened at the same time. Well, it happened at the time where he was negotiating his contract with Twitch. A lot of other big streamers left Twitch for greener pastures, and I think he absolutely overplayed his hand and how much he can ask from Twitch and how much he did try to get from Twitch. Special treatment, money, and all of that jazz. I think he overplayed his hand, and Twitch decided and said, hey, see you later, alligator. And you know, they did that to him, and now we see the proof. Twitch is the best platform to stream and grow on. There are successful people at YouTube and whatnot, and I do believe that YouTube will take over Twitch at one point in streaming, but currently that's not the point. Currently, if you're not on Twitch, you're missing out on money, you're missing out on growth, you're missing out on so many things. So, yeah. I would not be surprised that Twitch is slowly considering getting rid of Asmongold. And again, this is the first video. In his second video, where he says that he won against Twitch, he is just blatantly calling them trash and calling them out. I would be absolutely not surprised if Twitch slowly started screwing over Asmongold and maybe ultimately banned him, because you can't just call out Twitch like this. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And this is expected from him because, you know, the fame is slowly going to him. He is becoming a literal Hassan 2.0. If someone disagrees with him, he's going to call them stupid, not explain himself why he is right or why someone is wrong. He's just going to ban them. You can see it already happening on the stream slowly. He's not explaining his points, he's just laughing about people who are disagreeing with him. It's becoming slowly a megalomania type of thing.
Because I've tried to push back against that. Somehow me not blocking my chat is somehow that I'm okay with it. I'm very...
Again, he's taking this so fucking personally, it's insane.
Frustrated, and I'm very annoyed by this. And I think that this video probably went on a bit too long, but I want to say
14... Oh god, this video is... Well... It was fun. But yeah, he pretty much says nothing else. I'm not going to do the second video. I'm maybe going to do him again looking at statistics because it's so hilarious how stupid he is. Anyway, boys, like and subscribe and have a nice day. Bye-bye.